Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we try to cut through all the noise around AI developments, pulling out the key insights, the surprising stuff, just for you.
And today, we're jumping into the whirlwind of AI news from July 16th, 2025. We've got new models, some big company strategy shifts, and even, well, some of the weirder viral moments.
Definitely. It's a lot to cover.
Yeah, get ready.
Yep.
We're going to try and connect the dots on what really matters here.
Okay, so let's kick things off with something genuinely exciting. Mistral. They always seem to pull something out of the hat, don't they? This time it's called Voxrol. And the initial reports are, well, pretty astonishing, frankly. It's an open model.
Right. Open. That's key.
And it apparently comprehensively outperforms Whisper Large v3. And it beats GPT-4o Mini Transcribe and Gemini 2.5 Flash across all tasks.
Yeah, like no asterisks. Just beats them.
Exactly. A no qualifications necessary kind of win.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is that Voxrol goes way beyond just basic transcription,
How so?
Well, both models, the 3B and the 24B, they have this 32K token context length. That means like 30 minutes of audio for transcription.
Okay.
Or even 40 minutes if it's just understanding the content. But the real game changer, built-in Q&A and summarization.
Oh, wow. So you don't need to pipe it into another LLM afterwards.
Exactly. No chaining models. And it's natively multilingual, too. State-of-the-art in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Hindi, German, Dutch, Italian, the big ones.
And you mentioned function calling.
Yes.
Straight from voice.
Yes. That's huge. Imagine just talking to your system saying, Voxrol, book a flight to London for next Tuesday. And it doesn't just write it down.
It actually does it, like triggers the booking.
It triggers the system command.
Yeah.
Turns your spoken words into actions.
So for you listening, this could totally change how you interact with audio stuff, like talking to your computer to start a workflow or asking about a long meeting.
You're getting a summary instantly.
That's powerful.
And the cost factor is big, too. The Voxrol Mini 3B, reportedly less than half the price of Whisper.
While outperforming it.
Right. Though, gotta mention, developers are pointing out there's currently no transformer support.
So fine-tuning for specific languages might be tricky for now.
Could be a hurdle, yeah, for immediate specific adaptations.
Okay, interesting. So while Voxrol's tackling audio, there's this other challenger, Kimi K2 from Moonshot AI. Very different approach, right?
Totally different. It's a non-reasoning mixture of experts model and MOE.
Built by a relatively small team, too, wasn't it? Like 200 people?
Yeah, and supposedly with a, let's say, modest GPU budget compared to the giants.
Yet it's being called the leading open weights non-reasoning model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it uses very few active tokens, apparently, which is why it's cheaper and faster.
Faster how?
Well, if you connect it to the bigger picture on Groq hardware, it's reportedly hitting like 185 tokens per second, blazing fast.
Wow.
Makes it instantly more appealing than, say, Sonnet 4 for certain jobs. And it's a 1T parameter model, fitting on those chips.
That's impressive.
And you can even run it locally on a high-end Mac, like an M4 Max with 128 gigs of RAM.
Okay, but here's the really weird part I saw. It topped creative writing benchmarks. A non-reasoning model.
Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, beating DeepSeek V3, even Gemini 2.5 Pro in some tests.
How does that even work?
Well, some people are theorizing. Maybe it's linked to potential coding abilities, because coding involves handling diverse constraints, structured output, sort of like creative writing.
An unexpected talent.
Definitely. But it's not all smooth sailing.
The quirks. There are always quirks.
Right. Community feedback. It suggests that while it's great for agentic stuff, tool calling, maybe even Opus-level coding.
Opus-level, wow.
That's the claim. But some users find it less coherent for roleplay. And it can apparently exhibit some, let's call it schizo behavior.
Schizo behavior. What does that mean?
Like if you prompt it to impress, it might just kind of rehearse standard LLM talking points or act erratically, not quite stable in those scenarios, maybe.
Okay, so potential, but maybe a bit unpredictable depending on the task.
Seems like it. But on the practical side, the API access is super cheap. Moonshot's official API, like 0.15 cents per $2.5 million tokens.
Oh, hip.
And a big free tier, too, 500K tokens a day. Plus, they offer Anthropic-compatible endpoints, which helps developers.
And that quantization thing. Unsloth.
Yeah, Unsloth's 1.8-bit quantization. It basically makes the model much smaller, easier to run locally. So even if you don't have, extreme hardware, you might still be able to run this huge model.
Yeah.
Makes it more accessible.
Gotcha. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. From these newer players to established giants, LG, they've got Xion 4.0.
Right. A big player in hardware and research. This is their new AI model.
It's a 32 billion parameter model trained on 14 trillion tokens. That's massive.
Huge data set. And yeah, benchmarks show it's already getting close to frontier models, both in reasoning and non-reasoning modes.
What's special about its tech?
Well, it has this unique hybrid attention mechanism, a really big context window, 131K tokens. And these dual modes you can toggle between reasoning and non-reasoning. Plus agentic tool use. Benchmarks look good, beating models like Quinn 332B in most areas, including coding tests like Live Code Bench.
Okay, sounds technically impressive. So if you're listening and thinking, great, maybe I can use this, what's the catch?
Ah, yes, the catch. It's always something, isn't it?
Usually licensing with these big company models.
Bingo. The license for Llama 4.0 is strictly non-commercial.
Strictly? Like how strict?
Like, explicitly prohibits any direct or indirect commercial use. You can't even use the model or its outputs to develop competing models.
Wait, hold on. LG owns the rights to the outputs too. You can only use outputs for research.
That's what the community feedback is saying, yeah. People are pretty critical. It basically means
it's a non-starter for almost anyone outside a pure research lab, right? Unless you negotiate a separate deal, which sounds expensive.
exactly. It makes it incredibly difficult to adopt. Seems like they're prioritizing control over, fostering broader innovation with it.
Okay, let's pivot to another giant. Meta. They've been very loud about their AI ambitions.
Oh, yeah. Zuckerberg's vision. Personal superintelligence to everyone. Big words.
Backed by big hardware. They're building these massive AI superclusters, right? Aiming for 1 gigawatt soon.
Yep, the first 1 GW cluster is apparently on track. And plans for even bigger multi-gigawatt ones like Prometheus and Hyperion. It's a huge commitment to compute power.
Signals massive investment, definitely.
But this massive compute push is happening alongside a pretty major setback.
Ah, the Llama 4 behemoth cancellation.
Exactly. Their highly anticipated 2 trillion parameter model reportedly canceled.
Hi, what went wrong? Just too ambitious.
It seems like fundamental technical hurdles. They cited things like chunked attention, actually degrading long context reasoning. It's kind of the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, not good.
And issues with switching the mixture of experts routing mid-training caused instability. Plus, problems with data deduplication, basically. Cleaning the training data properly and not having good enough evaluation infrastructure.
So it wasn't just one thing. It was a cascade of issues at that massive scale.
It seems that way. And it raises a big question, doesn't it? If chunked attention was the problem, why wasn't that caught earlier? Or is this just the reality of pushing the absolute bleeding edge?
Maybe you only discover these problems at that scale.
Quite possibly. It suggests simply throwing more GPUs at the problem isn't a magic bullet, especially in uncharted territory.
So what's the fallout? Meta's shifting focus now.
Apparently, yeah. The focus has reportedly shifted to a closed-source model being developed by their new superintelligence lab.
Closed source. That sparked debate, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Big time. People questioning if Meta is really backing away from its open source promises, asking if, SAS 1, if proprietary models are just going to dominate at these extreme scales now.
It definitely fuels that concern.
And it underscores that lesson again. Brute force compute doesn't equal a usable product. Llama 4 Behemoth is kind of exhibit A for that right now. Plus, it feeds into the whole sustainability question around this compute arms race. Is there a disconnect between the public talk about openness and the closed development reality?
Lots to unpack there. Okay, let's move to a really practical but maybe overlooked technical challenge. Context drop.
Yes, this is super important. Affects how well these big models actually work day to day.
There was a technical report from Chroma.
Right. And it basically found that just feeding more tokens, more input into an LLM can actually make its performance worse, even on simple tasks.
Worse? How much worse?
Significantly. The report showed a 30% accuracy drop with 113K token conversation history.
Wow, 30% drop. So the idea that a bigger context window is always better
is kind of a lie. According to this report, their conclusion was pretty stark. The million token context window is a lie.
Oof.
And that context needs to be engineered surgically. You have to be smart about what you feed it, not just jump everything in.
So for you listening, this means even if a model boasts a huge context window, using all of it might actually make the AI less reliable, less accurate. More isn't always better.
Exactly. And we're seeing this frustration pop up already, right? Developers complaining about background agents just losing the plot.
Forgetting the conversation.
Yeah, users reporting things like the agent saying, I don't see any previous conversations to summarize, even when there's clearly history right there. Haven't we all had that moment with an AI?
Oh, definitely. Where you just told it something 2 lines ago.
Right. It's that context rot in action. Really painful when you rely on it.
Okay, finally, let's pivot to something, well, something that definitely captured attention, went viral. XAI's Groq companions.
Ah, yes. The Groq avatars, specifically the Groq waifu phenomena.
Right, they rolled out these AI companions, mentioned an anime girl persona, Ani.
And it just exploded, especially in Japan, apparently.
Yeah.
Back on top in Japan, as the saying went. Sparked a ton of memes, discussions.
So much discussion.
And if you look at the bigger picture, that rapid virality, it clearly shows there's a strong market demand for these kinds of AI companions, these personalized interactive things.
People want them.
Seems so. But it also immediately threw up some pretty serious questions. Privacy, ethics, responsible deployment. You know, the usual suspects, but amplified.
Yeah, beyond the memes, I saw some wild satirical takes like Groq launching pornographic anime buddies with DoD contracts.
Yeah, the internet went wild. But the serious discussions were there too.
What were the core concerns?
Well, privacy was a big one. Users realizing, hey, these conversations I'm having with Groq, they're likely being stored, potentially acceptable by XAI.
Standard practice, but maybe feels different with a companion.
Perhaps. There was also criticism about what some saw as XAI's recklessness in pushing ethical boundaries, especially features allowing users to unlock more explicit visual content if they interacted more.
Gamifying explicitness.
Kind of. And that kind of interaction system inherently collects really sensitive behavioral data, which naturally leads to concerns about privacy breaches, potential misuse. It's a tricky balance.
Definitely. User engagement versus potential harm or misuse.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? As AI gets more woven into our personal lives, that line between innovative engagement and the really profound implications for privacy and ethics, it just gets more critical and maybe blurrier.
So quite a journey today. We've seen this dizzying pace, new models like Voxrol and Kimi K2 pushing performance, sometimes in unexpected ways.
Yeah, the creative writing thing with Kimi K2 is so wild.
Right. Then the big strategic moves and stumbles from giants like LG with its restrictive license and Meta canceling Llama 4.
Highlighting those real-world development challenges.
Plus the fundamental technical issues like context rot affecting actual usability.
And these AI companions like Groq waifu sparking both delight and some serious debate.
It really shows the AI landscape isn't just about faster chips or higher benchmark scores, is it?
Not at all. It's so deeply tangled up with these human questions, ethical deployment, practical usability, how we actually live with this stuff. It's this constant, difficult negotiation between the tech vision and, well, reality.
So as you, our listener, navigate your own interactions with AI, maybe consider this. In an era changing this fast, how much trust are you willing to place in these systems? And maybe more importantly, what questions will you keep asking as they keep evolving?